So prophecy is about seeing the world as it is from a God's eye perspective. It's about looking at the world the way it is from the perspective of love and justice and the possibility that all things can be made new. We live in a world where hope is scarce and fragile, and where as a species, as a whole community of life, there's this sense deep at the roots that something is wrong, that something about the balance of the world is changing. And there's this low-level anxiety that surrounds us. And I think a huge part of that is that we have lost a sense of the sacredness of our journey here on this planet. And I think one of the gifts for me of my journey as a friend is that I find tools for what has been called sacramental living, for recognizing that in every moment there's the possibility for the inbreaking of something beyond us. Taking the condition of the world and all of the suffering and all of the injustice and all of the joy and all of the possibility and all of the reality of global climate disruption and the massive inequality that we experience as human beings, and also says, but this is not all that's possible. Something could be different. And ultimately, I think that's the heart of the prophetic message. It could be different. And I think prophetic service is saying it's not just a perspective, it's not just a word we would say, or it's not just a vision we would lift up, but it's a way of living that incarnates that makes that real in our lives, in our families, in our workplaces, that says, how do I live in a way that's invitational, that invites people into that possibility that something could be different, that this that we see every day is not all that could be possible, and that together in communities we could be living into that we could find that place together. And it sounds grand and it sounds huge and it sounds, impossible to achieve, but living in our daily lives in that way, open to the invitation, is something that we hope we're inviting people into in Quaker Voluntary Service. And I hope that if people come into a Quaker meeting, that once in a while they experience that invitational living, where we're seeing things as they are and also reaching for what could be together.